Order in the court. Our next case on the docket is the Chalk Haters versus Cave Rock. Cave Rock has been charged, and we are here to make a case against him winning the juvenile. Court is now in session. You may be seated. My name is Colin Sheehan. Welcome back to Trust the Profits YouTube page. And we are making a case against some of the heavy favorites in this year's Breeders' Cup. In this court, we're looking for some ways in which these heavy favorites may not be your winners. In no way does this mean I endorse going against Cave Rock, but like a public defender, I've been assigned to make a case against him. If you are betting on the Breeders' Cup this weekend, be sure to bet on it at PlayUp Racebook. Sign up and deposit at PlayUp Racebook and receive a 50% deposit up to $250. That's right. You deposit $500, they will give you $250. If you deposit $100 or more before the Breeders' Cup, they're going to give you an additional $25 free wager. That is free money. I highly recommend checking out PlayUp Racebook, an extremely player-friendly ADW. So let's take a look at Cave Rock. Here is the case that's been brought against him. Point one, Cave Rock for the most part has been able to get a nice clear lead by the first call of the race. I'm going to show you the videos here of his three races side by side. Okay. First race on the left, middle race, second race in the middle, and third race on the right. He's the 5 on the left, the 7 in the middle, and the 2 on the right. He's never had to face serious traffic problems. He's never been behind a horse in 3 of his races. Now, part of this is, in fact, because of how quick and skilled he is. However, there's other speed in this race, including Hurricane J, who drew to his inside, who's shown the ability to go 22.46, as has Verifying. Curly Jack has gone 22.45, and National Treasure has actually gone 21.44. Post position is not going to help National Treasure here, but if Cave Rock gets behind and maybe even shuffled back, how does he respond? Remember, these are 2-year-old horses. There is definitely a little bit of an unknown factor with 2-year-olds. Speaking of which, being 2, that brings me to point 2, flying with a 2-year-old. Have you ever flown with a 2-year-old in the plane? You know exactly what I'm talking about and just how brutal it can be. Well, Cave Rock's had to make a trip across country as he's based in California for Bob Baffert. Perhaps being only 2 years old, being out of his element, maybe being jet lagged comes into play. Let's say he does get shuffled back and then gets a little bit uncomfortable. Perhaps this is what sets up for an upset in this race. Lastly, I'll add in the human factor. I'm never someone that likes to criticize jockeys. I hate doing it, but hey, it's the assignment that I have. Juan Hernandez has had all 3 of Cave Rock's mounts and has done tremendous. However, this is only Juan Hernandez's 3rd Breeders' Cup mount. That's mount, not wins. Let's compare that to 2 other jockeys that are in this race. Joel Rosario and Irad Ortiz Jr. Their list on the left is wins, not mounts, wins. Rosario's got 15 Breeders' Cup wins. Ortiz has 14 wins. If the first 2 scenarios play out, does Hernandez have what it takes under the bright lights to still seal the deal on one of the most expected winners at this year's Breeders' Cup? Remember, they're 2-year-olds. Anything can happen. And nothing is a guarantee in horse racing. I rest my case.
Trust the Profits Breeders' Cup coverage is brought to you by PlayUp Racebook, the most horse player-friendly racebook in the industry. PlayUp Racebook is always your best bet.